AskReddit asks, what's something the internet killed that you miss?
Having a mental catalogue of great jokes that most people hadn't heard. It was so much fun to drop a few at parties and get some laughs. I remember how people like that were always the best to have around. But they were like joke wizards.
My grandfather was a truck driver. He spent 90% of his time chatting with other truckers on his CB radio, and they were constantly telling each other jokes. Every time he'd come home, he'd have some new joke he picked up to tell me.
Yeah, I feel you, man.
If you were exceedingly dumb or had terrible ideas, your reach was really only your direct circle of friends. Now idiots can broadcast their ideas across the planet with a click.
The village idiots have gone global.
On the other hand, channels like Science and Futurism with Isaac Arthur, https www.youtube.com/results, search_query equals science plus and plus futurism plus with plus Isaac plus Arthur wouldn't have had a chance pre-2000.
But never around the planet. The Earth is flat, after all.
I'm seeing a few people say movie rental stores. I think specifically the moment when mom and dad say, let's go rent movies tonight, and you knew you were in for a night of staying up late and eating junk food. Those were the days, man. Note, my first silver. Note 2, man oh man, my first gold. I knew Pokemon Mewtwo Strikes Back was going to positively impact my future.
Yep. My parents would give us a rating limit, and let each of us choose one so we could watch them during the weekend. It was always a fight to the death who got their movie Friday night.
Video game secrets. It was really cool hearing kids talk about, if you beat every person in a row without losing, you fight a secret boss, in Street Fighter 2. And the only way you'd actually know for sure is if it happened in front of you on being the first to speed news of secrets and Easter eggs among your group of friends. Now you can look up whatever you want to know, and where to find any object in almost every game there is. I miss playground rumors, and when games had genuine mystery.
Did you know, if you beat Metroid fast enough, Samus takes off all of her clothes?
User-generated web content with no thought to advertising. Search engine optimization. Monetizing.
There is now a work culture of always being reachable by email or text for whatever happens. A lot of places expect you to be pretty much on call even when you're not at the office anymore. I worked at an ad agency where days off sometimes didn't even feel like that, because I would still be getting emails about things and was expected to be checking them. There should be some level of balance between work and personal life, and I feel like that is fading because so many places are adapting this type of culture. Especially startups.
I used to work at an accounting firm where that was the expectation. Never again. That shouldn't be acceptable. It isn't at my office. I'd never be okay with the boss calling me after work hours except in very rare circumstances. Got to have a work-life separation.
Saturday morning cartoons. As I get older, I realize the ritual of a thing is just as important as the actual thing itself. It's not just about the cartoons. Watching them as an adult. Many of the cartoons from the 80s and early 90s were terrible. Rather, it was the event of Saturday morning cartoons that I miss. My daughters can watch whatever they want whenever they want to watch it. They don't know what it is like to have to wait for a week for a new episode. They usually just binge their shows whenever they want. If my kids want to spend the entire weekend watching My Little Pony, they can, and they can too it the week after. 2. They don't know what it is like to miss an episode of Power Rangers because it was now scheduled at 7 a.m. instead of 6:30 and I had to leave for school. They also don't have to watch TV together. They can just watch whatever on their phones or tablets or on the TV in the living room. Nothing, except my wife and I, stop them from consuming the specific entertainment that they want. Edit. A stray period was bugging me.
My dad says he misses having arguments with friends which could only be resolved by phoning whoever was most knowledgeable on a subject, e.g., did you know lightning travels upwards? No, it goes down. Let's phone your dad. He's a meteorologist.
I miss that, the sense of wonderment and imagining how something could work. Now, I can instantly end it with a search. I also miss the simplicity of doing something. For so many things, I find myself researching the multitude of ways to tackle something and feeling overwhelmed. Before, it would be one way. From a book.
Just going over to your friend's house or the park unannounced to see if they were there and hang out.
I miss this, when you had to physically go hunt your friend down and link all the clues you had together. Like, well, her mum said she left for the corner store like 10 minutes ago. But her bike is parked at the river, so she probably took X path to get there and blah blah blah, until you found them, lol.
The other side of this. Just going about your day and all of a sudden your friends show up unexpectedly. I really miss that. I think you just miss being a kid.
Yard sales, garage sales and flea markets. People still have them, but it's way harder to find stuff at a good price. eBay and Amazon have ruined that. Because everybody just looks up what things are selling for. And sometimes eBay is ridiculously inflated. I found a rare Nerf gun that we had been looking for at a flea market once. And the lady was charging $150. Because that was the going rate on eBay. People are always selling action figures in crappy condition for $20. Because they don't realize that that price is mint in box. And all of the arms and legs are required. Like, I just wanna grab a TMNT toy for my kids. I'm not paying $20 for your broken toy. It used to be about persistence and digging up a good deal somewhere. Now, I may as well just buy it off of eBay. The cost is the same and my house smells better than most of the people at the flea markets.
At Disneyland, after you had ridden on the Haunted Mansion ride, you could ask a member of staff to provide you with a special secret death certificate to say that you died on the ride. Obviously it's not legally binding, it was a secret, but when I was younger and visited Disneyland, my mother heard someone request a hand after asking them about it. Then we all got one. Unfortunately, with the advent of the internet, the secret got out and too many people were asking for death certificate. So Disney in their infinite wisdom scrapped the little Easter egg. I've since lost mine and had one day hoped to get one for my child. Edit. Wow, did not expect this comment to blow up. Thanks for the silver and all the tricks to try if I ever go back there.
I heard Disney had to scrap a talking trash can because it got out on the internet as well.
My eyesight.
I told you you'd go blind if you kept doing that.
This is why I got LASIK.
At least I don't have to shave my palms.
BBS systems. When I was a kid there were local bulletin board systems. We chatted, we left messages, arranged Doom death matches and played door games. Then you'd see those people in real life. At school and user meetups. It was all local.
That's how I met my husband. We met through his BB when we were 16. Been married now 18 years. Together for 23 years.
AOL chat rooms, around 2006-ish. The internet moved from being a way to talk to new people to a way to keep talking to people you already know.
That's super useful and all.
But there was a lot to be said for building friendships with total strangers who you only knew by a username. But would still chat to every night.
It was part of the internet of discovery rather than the internet of familiarity. I miss it.
At times,
it was nice to have it be so easy to build those connections. I like your phrase, the internet of discovery versus the internet of familiarity. It's a really good description.
Removed.
I miss the feeling of walking into a Blockbuster but still appreciate the convenience of streaming.
I did Blockbuster's attempt to compete with Netflix DVD mailings. It was awesome because they let me bring a mailed disc into the store and exchange it for a free rental. They would send the Nest disc when it was scanned at the store.
So I was never without something.
I didn't miss a new release for about 2 years.
The village idiots have gone global.
And now they can congregate.
Photo albums. My parents have all these awesome albums from when they were kids. And then when they got married and then from my childhood. I love leafing through them when I'm at their house. My own photos are all on Facebook or Instagram and it's not the same at all.
Snapfish, Walgreens, etc. let you get prints of digital photos. They aren't always as detailed as 35mm prints but work pretty well.
I miss when concerts didn't have a sea of people filming a video from their phone.
Did you know, if you beat Metroid fast enough, Samus takes off all of her clothes?
I remember the time when none of us knew Samus was a woman. Talk about a WTF moment.
Her clothes depending on the people. That alone would have been a fight. Very few people actually finished that game.
This one. I feel like I missed out in college because any time the slightest thing happened at college, people would instantly whip their phones out. And this was 6 years ago. I can't imagine what kids go through now.
Anytime the slightest thing happened at college, people would instantly whip their phones out. It's been 25 years since I was in college. I wish we had phones with cameras. Back then, a lot of faded memories of people and places that I wish I had photos of. I can never run for office because of the videos they took in college.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the channel, and above all, have an excellent day you incredible people.